My name is Vaishu Anupindr, and I am the New Brunswick Chapter Chair for Equal Voice. I think there are a lot of reasons. The first being unfair media coverage. There's a lot of gendered language around women in the press when they're running. They are either too emotional or not emotional enough, or their appearance is criticized. And I think this is just like the intensity of this is coupled more with social media, where anonymous posters, or even people sometimes that show their face and their name, say really cruel and hurtful things about them and their families. And so I think that's a huge deterrence for them. I think sometimes when people disagree with the policies women or female politicians are putting forward, they refer to like gendered slurs as a way to voice their distaste with what they're doing. And I don't think that that's very productive or very fair, because male politicians aren't getting those same terms thrown at them. They're getting pressured or questioned about their policy ideas and the research that backs their policy ideas, whereas women are kind of just thrown slurs at their personality and their character and their ability to do their jobs or their ability to be mothers, as opposed to being confronted with, well, why did you have this policy idea? What's the research that backs it up? After that, a lot of women have families or they have children. And right now, women in politics don't really have a lot of support in terms of their family. Several women deal with the double workday, so they have full-time jobs and then they have to come home and are also primary caretakers for their family. So unless they have adequate family support while they're in office, so regularized legislature hours, support so that they can have childcare and more family-friendly work environments, they're not going to feel that they can commit to also a career in politics when they have children at home. There's also not a lot of information out there for financial support for women, and women don't often get the same financial support that men do. So I think parties really need to be making it a priority that they educate women and they train women on the financial resources available to them. So when they are interested in politics and they think that they want to run, they know exactly where they can get all of their funding and all the information on rules for running, so they feel better prepared to take on that challenge. As a general rule, I think that language is a huge part of what will help support women. If we all kind of make a conscious effort to keep ourselves accountable and also keep others accountable to not using gendered language when they're discussing women, to only really focus on their policy ideas and their platforms rather than their appearance or their family status or how they're kind of dealing with their personal lives, it makes a huge impact. Also finding and encouraging women in your life. Women are vital community leaders in all aspects of life, and so, but they often don't think that those skills can translate to politics. And so if we are constantly encouraging women to run, then more will be compelled to do that. And women just take more time convincing. I think the statistic is that men need to be told once or twice that they should run before they kind of really think, yeah, I think I can do that. And women need to be told 5, 6, 7, many more times until they think that, yeah, I think that I have the skill set, maybe I should consider running. And then also finding women that are running in your local area that maybe you agree with, that their policy ideas you agree with, and then supporting them, campaigning for them, volunteering for them, raising awareness, finding donations for them, whatever you can do in your spare time to kind of support their campaigns. There's the golden rule, I think, that a lot of people talk about. The United Nations stated that a critical mass of 30% of women need to be in legislatures before public policy is presented that represents women's issues and the things that they care about. So we need to have at least 30% women to represent the needs and the concerns of 52% of our population. Women are also more likely to bring up issues related to health and education and social welfare, issues that affect all Canadians. But they're also, behind the scenes, better collaborators. Women are more likely to focus less on women are less likely to focus on partisanship and more willing to collaborate with people on opposition. They're more willing to govern in democratic styles, to listen, not to interrupt. And all of this can lead to a more collaborative policy-making process that will hopefully benefit all Canadians once they're in office.